I think we'll have a very nice 3-day meeting on AFM technology and with a special focus on nanobubbles here in the old student restaurant of the Freiberg University. My name is Urs Peuker. Well, I'm on one hand the local conference chair, on the other hand I'm professor in particle technology and mineral processing at TU Bergakademie Freiberg, and I got a third affiliation. I'm also vice rector for structural development of the university. And with this position I like also to welcome you from all the university here in Freiberg. And I will give you a short insight who is your host location association. So we claim as TU Bergakademie Freiberg to be the oldest technical still existing university in the world. So we are more than 250 years old, and with that still in operation and have a very, let me say, exciting and dynamic history. We have been founded after the War of 7 Years in the 18th century as a structural investment into the starving economy of Saxony. So, as usual, economy is starving, you investigate into education, already that time. So, we are not a big university, as you have seen outside. We have a small city, we have a small university, but nevertheless, we got 7 faculties, 6 present. One is digitalized, so for virtual courses. We have here, about 85 professors working together with me in research. Quite a lot of university employees and quite a lot of third-party funding. We are very strong in research per professor, and we have a very good relationship between students and professors and scientific co-workers. So we get very extensive exchange between students, PhD, postdocs, senior scientists, and professors. So after some years of study course, I know all my students by name, and it's good to know and to ask the question, where is Mr. Gärtner? Why is not here in the morning lecture? This advantage of Freiberg and helps us to bring science knowledge into the head of the young people. Going back to the history, well, small university, long tradition. I think we have to state some interesting things happened in Freiberg. I think the most extraordinary thing what has happened has occurred in 1886 when Clemens Winkler discovered one of the 100-something elements, that time not all known. It was germanium. It was called germanium since the French short time before called an element francium. So it was kind of national pride to do so. Actually, another element has been discovered too in Freiberg. It's indium. So we have got 2 elements from 100-something being discovered in Freiberg. It's something extraordinary. We have always been, and that's what we're focused, having 2 principles in university. First of all, being open to guests from abroad, as you are. Welcome again to Freiberg. So only a few years after founding the university, the first student came from the Netherlands and started to study here in Freiberg and took some experiences back to his home country. And the other thing is we started quite early, or very early, to bring practice together with education. So not only following lectures, but going to the lab, experience science, and that's why Professor Lampadius, about 20 years after the foundation of the university, still in the 18th century, was establishing the first lab at the university. So, and this still prevails at Freiberg, so that we are working theoretically, experimentally, and the AFM community in Freiberg is some strong evidence for our experimental strength. Yeah. So the university with 4 faculties, and the activities concerning interactions, surfaces, particles, interfaces runs through most of the faculties. So we have applications in the Faculty of Natural Science and Chemistry, we have application in the geosciences, in the engineering and in the material sciences. A broad field. The faculties are quite small. Other professors say, well, from large university in Germany, my faculty is twice as the size of your university. But nevertheless, small faculty, good communication, good collaboration, because without collaboration, you're a little bit lost in a small university. From our roots, we have a little bit preserved our focus here in Freiberg. Because we're coming, being an old mining city, founded about 850 years ago, and with a very rapid growing. I think Freiberg in the 12th century was that boom city of Europe, growing from the day of the foundation, and 30 years later it was more than 10,000 people living there. That time no one spoke about Dresden or Frankfurt or other cities. That time Freiberg was kind of industrial heart of Europe, and developing for hundreds of years mining technologies, pushing raw materials economy, and being, let me say, a very, very early forefather of industrialization in that time. Technology has been shifted, but nevertheless, still the raw materials industry, the raw materials are necessary, even nowadays, to generate all the technical materials, all the technical structures, because without high quality, high purity materials, construction materials, we are not able to generate all these very funny, fancy electronical or biotechnological devices, which nowadays are the high tech. So that's, we prevail with high technology, with high science to the, let me say, traditional fields of activation. I think with that we generate a lot of synergies, and demonstrating every day that raw materials is still something to put research in. Yeah. And I think this is also my final slide to the activities of Freiberg. Being a small university, we are quite strong connected into public funding, which also is a criterion of quality. So we have in those 6 faculties 2 CRCs, so these are German Sonderforschungsbereich. These are the largest, beside the excellence strategy of the German Science Foundation, the largest clusters for research. One is on material, the other one is in material processing. I will tell later on this afternoon on some results and activities, also involving quite a lot of activities with AFM application. We have also chairing a German Science Foundation priority program on particles. Also this afternoon we get some information on that. So you see that we are at the head, at the top of national research. Helmholtz has come to Freiberg to our profile. Fraunhofer has come also to Freiberg. So we are a small, smart city of science with a lot of traditional background. And with that, I'd like to welcome you, and I'm really looking forward for 3 very interesting days on AFM application from the fundamental natural science to the engineering. Welcome again to Freiberg, and Glück auf!